arrow key. So these videos are going to be quite short. They're just the accompanying part to the 8-day Docker Getting Started course that I put together. So they're just to sort of cover any bits in a bit more detail, and if you're like me, I like to actually see what's going on, like somebody to sort of walk me through things or show me. Sometimes it's fine just following a tutorial, but if you get stuck or you don't quite understand something, then you're kind of on your own, which is a bit pants. So yeah, the fact that they're only short, then you can watch these if you do get stuck or if you want to get a little bit more information. So you can see I've got the first day's email on here. This sort of section here describes the end game, which is basically what we're going to build or what we sort of build towards. And I should say that once you subscribe to the Docker course, the email course, then this is the first email you get come through. There's some prerequisites on here. A note here as well that the course covers Windows and iOS or Mac OS, but for these videos, unfortunately, I'm only going to be demonstrating the Windows version, so I'm going to be using Commander, which is what I recommend down here. And the prerequisites for this are that you've got Docker installed. You can do that by visiting this page and selecting the version for your OS that you want. If you're on Mac, you're going to be using Terminal. I don't know if there's any other options for that. I presume there is, but yeah. So I've got Commander open, and the goal of this email is pretty straightforward. It's simply just to test that we've got the Docker installation done and completed, and it's worked properly basically. So you can see that we've got a command to run here. So it says open up your command line interface and enter this command. So I'm going to do that. We should see something like this result here. And so if I just open up Commander, so if I type in the Docker version, I'm going to hit enter, and you can see I seem to have a little bit of a problem. So if you see something similar to this, or you don't get pretty much, like, you know, with excluding dates and versions and things like that, if you don't see what's in that initial email here, that you don't get information like the client Docker engine and the server Docker engine, then something has gone a bit of a miss. So you can see error during connect here, this long URL, blah blah blah, the system cannot find the file specified. But basically what this means, well, initially what it means is that you might not have Docker running. So for me, I can check that by going down to the taskbar, opening up the little up arrow and just seeing if there's a whale in there to see if the application's running. And I'm doing that. You can't see it at the minute, but there's no whale in there. So what I need to do is search for Docker. You can see there, Docker for Windows, desktop app. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to pause the video a minute because it takes a few seconds to sort of get going, so I'll just pause that second. Okay, so we're back in the room, and that took about a minute or so maybe. To what Docker does is create the VM. I won't sort of cover that now. It has to sort of spin up a VM and create the environment for it to sort of run in. So it does take a little bit of time. And I'm going to back to the command. So if I type Docker version again, I should say as well that if you don't have to type these commands out again, if you've already typed it once, you can remove that and just do up on the arrow with the cursor, the arrow keys, and hit enter. And you can see now that I've got the sort of similar information to what I had in the email. So that's it for this one. Hopefully that didn't take you many minutes and hasn't interrupted your day too much, and you've learned a little bit from it. Peace out.